Good morning, everyone. I'm really glad that you have all been able to join me live today. So, today, as we discussed, my plan is to paint this um, shell. So, before I continue, just give me a moment. I will check whether actually the it is streaming live or not before. Okay. Yes, I can see on my other device that it is streaming live. So let's get started. So I have my line drawing here with me. I have made my line drawing little darker so that it is easily visible on the screen. So what I many a times do is after I have made my line drawing, if it is too dark, I will either just erase it little bit with a normal eraser. I usually take a kneaded eraser and lighten my line drawing. And feel free to add your comments and questions in the section below. I will try to answer them live. Another thing is that today we will start off. I am not sure whether I will be able to finish it off in our I will be live for 30 minutes. So if we are not able to finish it off, we will continue working on the same painting next week. Now, I would like to share with you a little bit about the material that I am using today. I am using Arches cold press 140 pounds watercolor paper. Colors that I will be using are Daniel Smith colors. So I will mainly use three colors for this painting. Daniel Smith Aussie Red Gold, Daniel Smith Quinn Burnt Orange, or it is Quinn Burnt Scarlet. I have to check. It was on my palette, so I was not sure which one it is. It seems to be Scarlet, but I will confirm. And the third color is Daniel Smith Persian Blue. Also, the brush that I use are silver black velvet brush. These are my go-to brushes, which I love, and I use them extensively in my art. So as you see, I already tried little bit of my color to check whether they are a good match for my painting or not. So let's get started. Now I have transferred the line drawing to my paper, and as you see, like some of the marks I have made are in dotted lines. So they are just to indicate that there will be a shadow line over here. So I uh, just for my own reference, I make these marks very light so that it's easy for anyone to understand that about the like it's easier for me to understand where till when my shadow will be. So I will start working on this part. See, one of the things that we want in this section especially is to have soft edges. Like as you will notice that all these have very soft edges. So what we have to do is I will I'm just applying plain water all over the paper. There are several degrees of wetness in the paper. So here I will try to, I'm not going for very wet paper because I want to have control over my application. So I will apply just enough water so that there is a shine on the paper. You can also judge whether you have applied more water or how much it is. If I will tilt the paper actually, I will not be able to see a lot of water moving around. So that is an indication that there is enough water but not a lot of water on my paper. Now, to in order to paint, get my soft edge as well as um, to ensure that my paint, like I have control over my application. What I do is I uh, use very less water on my brush. So I will take my brush and I will dab it on the tissue paper, and I will then pick up my color with this dry brush, and I will, so you will notice that I will get that soft look. My edges will be blurred because here the edges are blurred. At the same time, it will be controlled application. My colors will not run all over the place. Okay. So my color will not run. Okay. So this technique that I'm using, it is the dry on wet technique. Paper is dry. Paper is wet, and my brush is, and as well as paint is slightly on the drier side. Okay. So I'm taking my time just to work on this so that it I can get the look that I'm looking for. Hmm. Then we have a very delicate um, grayish kind of tone here. So I will get use a mix of Persian blue and my color. I will again reduce the moisture in my brush and apply it here. Okay. So same, I am working. I am applying dry on wet. So you will see that I have been able to achieve a um, very light color on my um, now. See, what I'm feeling is that as I have painted this seems to me probably little darker than I want it to be. But what I will do is I will allow it to dry. It's okay, like I want to show that it's possible for us to make mistakes as we are painting. So it's okay. Like I feel probably I went too dark with this. So I will not worry about it, because if I try to work it out and lift the color or try to do something about it, it will create a mess for me. So, what I would prefer is that I will allow it to dry, and I will probably then go in and lift this color to make it look go lighter. Okay. Now let's come inside and we can do a very pale wash of. I will again wet the paper first. I can do a very pale wash of my burnt scarlet and Daniel Smith color on this. Okay, so I will first apply water, and generally watercolors dry lighter than what they are. So I will check. I will check as it dries whether it still looks dark to me or not. Now I will create a pale mix of my two colors that I am using. My Aussie red gold, and so I will mix quite a lot of water in my paint, and I will go over this. So my main policy is that I believe in working very, very slowly. So be patient, work, be kind to your own self as you're painting. Don't be harsh on your own self. And it's okay to be extremely slow to work really, really slowly on a painting. Please feel free to ask any questions if they're coming to your mind. So now, as I'm coming here, I realize that there is a part of it which will be light. So I keep a tissue on my hand with my hand, and I will just take off this color from here so that I can get a lighter value in my painting. Okay. So how do you like it so far? I let me check the comments that if there are any questions or comments. Just give me a second. Hi Patty. I when I was streaming, I didn't see that. Um, I was not able to see the who is watching. So thank you for being here. Okay, so I am just taking off this color now. So now my painting is at a stage that this is slightly on the, like it's still wet. So I will have to dry it out before I can work on this. Either I can use a hair dryer. Generally, I don't use hair dryers. I allow my colors to dry naturally. But let's see. So now, see, this color dried out, drying on me. I believe that actually it's quite a dark color that I used. I should have gone more light. So I want to show you what I do if I make mistake. So what I will do is I will just apply water over the whole thing, and I will try with a tissue, only with a tissue, how much of the color I will be able to lift. See, only with a tissue. So I'm able to lift quite a lot of color. Okay, I will also use my eradicator brush, which I have too. So I'm spending time doing it on camera so that I just want to show that it is possible to correct mistakes in watercolor, and there is actually nothing to be scared of. So I will not, like, my color has lightened considerably, but I will allow it to dry further before I start working on this. In the meanwhile, my paper has dried quite a bit over here, so I will start in this section. I will use my Aussie Red Gold, and as far as I think, it should be actually burnt scarlet, not queen orange. And let's start working on small sections and get the details in. Now, one more tip is, if I want to reduce the moisture on my brush, I can touch the ferrule of my brush to a tissue. Okay, I'm going extremely slow. And I am uh, doing this. And now I washed my brush, and I will just apply plain water here. Okay, and let the color flow into the water. Transition gradually into this section. Then we have a small section here. So I'm working now. I will start working on the details one by one. So here there is a value shift between these two sections. The color is little dark, light, little paler. Then, so I will mix little bit of Persian blue in the color to get a paler color. Okay. So I will and I will just give me 1 second. There is a lot of background noise in my house. Okay. So there is actually a hint of blue here. So I prefer to work in layers and gradually establish the colors. Let me pick up a little more blue, which I can see. And I will just apply water, plain water, and just blend this into the. So not in a hurry to finish one section. Like personally, I like to work all over the uh, painting. So now you will notice this part of my has lightened further. So I will probably go in little bit more to lighten it because I feel it's still dark. I made a mistake and I went a little more dark than I should have. And then I will come here and I will apply a very light, I think I need probably a touch of yellow here, very light yellow. My camera it goes off after some time. Sorry about that. So see, it's I believe it's like meditation. So it's just go very, very slowly. Just be very calm about it. And I will. I have washed my brush and I have wiped my brush on a tissue. And with little water that I have on my brush, I am softening this edge. Here, if you will notice, there is that color is slightly darker. We have very, very pale blue coming in this section, bluish, grayish. Some I will start working little bit on this section, taking little blue color and I will just blend this. I will use a little bit of my same mix. So I decided to add one more color to my mix, and I have added Quin Gold to my mix. With a hint of blue, which you can see at few places in the shell, and I don't want this to dry on me. So right now it's this likely that it may dry on me. I will first just soften this edge, and then I will start adding little bit more blue here, hint of blue here, hint of blue which I see here, I am trying to keep my brush strokes in the direction of the shape of the shell. I am not touching this section because since I went darker, I will have to first just get this to dry, and then I will lift this color. So from now on, I will be going live on every Monday because till now my son used to be at home and it was difficult for me to do live sessions a lot. But now since he is in school, it will be easier for me to um, go live. So let's do one more attempt, one more pass, and making it go more light. I will lift even more color with my tissue. So sometimes I have to work in 2 3 passes to lift the color. And if I am not able to lift enough color, let's see. I may use little bit of magic eraser to uh, erase my lighten my color. So for today, I will stop at this point. I will continue working on the shell. We can next week. I will not. I will see if I want. I will just maybe take it, lift this color. So if I do, I will record it and post it on our group, and uh, I will. Um, so we will. I will show it to you how I progress and I paint the shell completely as we progress. So let's work on it slowly and slowly and get to our final stage. So thank you so much, Patty, for being here and watching, and I hope you liked it. I will still have to lift the color, so I did not blend it exactly. So I will do it next time. Thank you so much. Bye.